Good morning, guys. You're back with Greg and Paul. We're starting part 3 of our adventure. We're pushing north 2.5 hours through Menzies onto Lake Ballard, which is a massive inland salt lake, 10 square kilometres, and more recently made famous by sculptor Antony Gormley, who has created 51 large steel human form sculptures which are scattered all over the lake. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, maybe using that as some foreground interest. Forecast is for a completely clear night, so fingers crossed we can get a full night of astro if we're up for it, and we can shoot both rising and setting Milky Way and play around with a few different compositions that are available there. Anyway, we'll push on and speak again once we arrive. While travelling the vast open expanses of the Australian outback, you often come across some interesting sights.
See what happens. They've overtaken your caravan.
Yeah, we got the car. We're the caravan behind you.
Yeah, mate, they've taken the left.
Getting past these colossal machines, especially towing a caravan, can be challenging, and patience is key. Paul's vehicle was equipped with two-way radio, which certainly helped.
Yeah, it's all clear up over the top of the rise.
We're on the overside, bring it around on the left, fellas. On the caravan, mate, bring it around.
Yep, just come around.
Just the line, the other thing in the back. Please roll it from the back.
That is scary.
It's big. The Inside Australia installation was commissioned for the 50th Perth International Arts Festival back in 2003. British sculptor Sir Antony Gormley created 51 still figures based on three-dimensional laser scans of Menzies residents. The figures stand defiantly against the stark white backdrop of the Salt Lake. We've just arrived at Lake Ballard and are just doing a little bit of a recce. This is we've wandered out onto the lake surface, and this is the nearest sculpture to where we've set up camp. And you can see the cone-shaped hill that Lake Ballard's quite renowned for in the background. We'll wander around and see what sort of compositions we can find. The skies are beautifully clear, so hopefully they will stay that way. So that direction over the top of the sculpture is southeast, so that's a rising Milky Way there. I did have in mind I'd like to have a go at capturing Rho Ophiuchi again with a longer focal length and having one of the sculptures in the foreground, so that will definitely be one of my first compositions for the evening. And we will also, I'd also like to get the cone-shaped hill, probably with a Milky Way arch, so that will involve definitely walking further off in that direction into the Salt Lake. So we'll head off in that direction. Apologies for the wind noise, It's a little bit cool and a little bit bleak out here, but yeah, with any luck that'll calm down a bit tonight. So I've walked around to the other side of the conical hill, and this is the alignment that we'll get for the full Milky Way arch over the top here, which will be quite interesting. And in addition to that, there'll be around 1 o'clock we can also get a vertical Milky Way, so straight up over the top here. The core will be very high, so virtually straight overhead at the time, which may be a little bit challenging, but yeah, I think that's going to be worth giving that a try. And apart from that, there's more sculptures around here, so I think plenty to keep us occupied. I might go for a wander around to the other side of the hill now, which would be the alignment for the setting Milky Way arch. This almost looks like a place where it's flat enough that it would be quite interesting to do a double arch too, but I don't think I'm going to attempt that tonight. I'll be busy enough with what I've got. So this is on the eastern side of the hill, and so this will be a great position for the setting Milky Way arch. I did notice, if I just angle myself back around here, a little bit of a leading line here. Can we see that? I'm not sure if we can or not, but there's like a bit of a texture in the salt here that we will actually leads up to the hill. That could be quite interesting to try and use as well. So this is about 4:30 in the morning. This will work. See how we go. It's going to be a long night to try and shoot all of it, and but I think I'm up for it. We'll see. So just a matter of chilling now. Not a lot more to do here. So we'll probably take a bit of a rest, have a bite to eat, relax, and get back out here closer to the blue hour. Evening, guys. So just waiting for proper nightfall. It's about just after 6 o'clock and night time is 6:30, so just waiting for complete darkness, and then I'm going to have another go at shooting Ro Ophiuchi, which will be very low on the horizon. The idea is to get to capture that, a track shot, a small panel of that, and set it against a foreground of one of the Antony Gormley sculptures. So I'm going to shoot that at 85mm, try and capture it with just a small pano, probably like a 4 shots, maybe 3 high, and see how that goes. And I may even stack the track shots just to try and draw out a little bit more detail. Okay, so I'm going to set up the tracker now and be ready to start shooting as soon as it's dark. Beautiful clear skies again tonight. Fingers crossed the clouds don't come across like they did last night in Kalgoorlie, but the forecast is for no cloud at all tonight. So it's going to get pretty brisk, but that's what comes with clear skies. Okay, I'm going to get started. Right, so all set up, only took 5 minutes. My Skywatcher Star Adventurer wedge, my Move Shoot Move Nomad, Alan Wallace V bracket, the 3-way geared head, and the Nikon Z6 with the 85mm. And of course, not to forget, Eric Wilkes's wonderful bracket, 3D printed bracket, which allows me to use Sky Safari to align the Nomad tracker. So just going to sit patiently for 15 minutes, enjoy the company of my friend here, the sculpture. She'll become one of my foregrounds, and should be fun. Okay. So as darkness fell and the Milky Way core slowly broke the horizon, I set about capturing a series of tracked 85mm sky images. The amount of detail available was immediately obvious, even on the back of the camera. So this is my setup for shooting the foreground for the Ro Ophiuchi panorama. So I've got the Nikon Z6 III with the 85mm lens set up very low to the ground, because what I want is for the sculpture to break the horizon. So I'm about 10 to 15 meters behind. I'll just walk up to where the sculpture is. This is the sculpture just here. And my camera, so as you can see, very close. I actually like the effect that I got shooting the sculpture, because I'm so close, shooting with the 85mm at I think I'm shooting f2.2. Yeah, I got a beautiful bokeh effect with the sky. So I'm going to show you both images. So for the foreground, I've just done 5-frame panorama, horizontal panorama, and from memory, my settings were 60 seconds, ISO 800, f2.2. So now I've got a little bit of time to kill. I've still got the tracker set up across there. Just waiting for the core to rise a little bit higher. By that stage, the core and so forth should be high enough for me to start doing some full arch panoramas as well. So I'm just biding my time at the moment. Beautiful clear skies, super dark. I would imagine we're in Bortle 1 here in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, really happy with the results so far. It's interesting who you bump into in the middle of the night out on the salt plains.
Yep.
So,
Me? Or?
well, all of us.
Yep.
Yeah. So, how's your night going, Paul?
It's not bad. I felt like I've got lost wandering around a couple of times. I've worked out just to follow the tracks that people have made already.
Yep.
So that's my only way of navigation at the moment.
Yep.
Got a couple of track shots in. Got a pano of the Milky Way using the tracker, and I'm starting to do some individual sculptures at the moment. So yeah,
Sounds good.
yep. I got the time lapse going, so hopefully that's going to work out. Yeah.
Awesome.
How about you?
Yeah, mine's going pretty well too. I've been pretty much plonked myself in one spot for the time being, and I've done a couple of 85mm small tight panos,
Yep.
which look really good with these guys as foregrounds, and I've just finished a big 35mm full arch.
Nice. Yep.
Yep. So
I did
now
the same thing, but with a 20mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now I'm going to head around the back of the hill, get ready to do my star trails and a few other bits and bobs.
Nice.
But it's getting brisk. Paul's got his
Yes.
heated jacket on, which
Yes.
I offered him $1,000 for, and he wouldn't take it.
Well, not even for $1 million at the moment. It's freezing out here. Yeah, I've got the Milwaukee M12 jacket at the moment. If you're interested in a review, jump on over to my channel, comment on one of the videos, and just let me know if you're interested, and I'll get one of those done.
Nice. And are you?
Quick plug for my own channel.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. And Paul promises he gets no kickbacks for that.
None at all. None at all.
He's waiting for the sponsorship deal to
Yes.
come through.
Yep. If only. If you're out there, let me know.
Okay. Well, we might push on, and
Will do.
I'll see you back at the van at some point tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before midnight.
Before midnight, hopefully. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. From there, I basically circumnavigated the hill. Firstly, I spent some time on the western side, capturing a simple rising Milky Way composition at 20mm. Then I moved to the northern side for some foreground images to include in a vertical Milky Way composition. I made sure I took some time to appreciate the spectacle of viewing the night sky from a crisp, clear Bortle 1 location. By this stage it was approaching midnight. After setting up the camera for a time lapse, and with an hour and a half before the Milky Way went vertical, I decided to grab a quick nap. Crawling out of the warm sleeping bag again was torture, but worth it to see the Milky Way rising vertically from the horizon with the core directly overhead. Right, so this is the last setup for the evening. I've got my Nikon Z6 with the Nikon 20mm setup here, ready to capture setting Milky Way. I'm going to have it kick off around 3:30 in the morning. It's about 2:30 at the moment, and let it run it'll run for about 3 hours. At which time it'll start to be getting in towards dusk sort of time. I've got the conical shaped hill in the background there, not sure if you can see that, and also one of Antony Gormley's sculptures also in the foreground. And yeah, should be good. The settings I'm using, 15-second shutter speed, ISO 3200 and f1.8. So that should capture about 500 odd shots. It should be a great way of finishing the evening off. It's been quite a long one and it's been extremely cold. I'll probably do a little bit of a wrap up once the sun's up to make life a little bit easier. And yeah, let's hope this time lapse comes out according to plan. Good morning. It's a beautiful morning out here on Lake Ballard. Got up bright and early to go and collect the camera that I left out here overnight doing the time lapse. So looking forward to seeing how that's come out. The hill, first thing in the morning. Just walking up to one of the sculptures. Okay, just coming up to my camera now. Interesting to see what I've got. So this was my composition. So I had one of the sculptures in the foreground, the hill, and then the Milky Way core hopefully would have been coming down horizontally. It wouldn't have got too low at this time of the year, so I'll be interested to see, have I still got some battery? Yes I do. I suspect with my 20mm camera I won't have got as much of the core as I would have hoped, but yeah, there's the core just creeping in on the top of the frame there, and it's starting to get light. Yeah, I didn't really get very much of that, unfortunately. Okay, I kind of suspected that might happen. I knew the 20mm was barely going to be wide enough to capture much foreground in the core as well. I head back to camp now, have a bit of breakfast, and then we are off to a place called Gwalia Ghost Town, which is near Leonora. That's pretty much a wrap for Lake Ballard. I think we both had a pretty successful night.
Definitely, yeah.
Albeit quite cold and
Very sleep deprived.
a little bit sleep deprived, yeah. We managed to get an hour or so sleep in between shooting the rising Milky Way and getting out of bed again to shoot the vertical Milky Way, and that was good. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Lake Ballard. We're on to Leonora and Gwalia Ghost Town next.
Hopefully. We've got to check out the weather first.
We've got to check out the weather.
Sketchy.
Yeah, we'll see. Even if we can get half a night in, that'll be cool.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.
See ya.